Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at United. Manchester United are into the FA Cup fifth round after Harry Maguire's injury-time header saw off Ruud van Nistelrooy's Leicester City side at Old Trafford. United had produced another drab first-half performance against the Foxes and found themselves behind at the break when Bobby de Cordova-Reid headed in from close range. Patrick Dorgu's bright debut came to an end at half-time, and replacement Alejandro Garnacho injected some energy into the attack. He created Joshua Zirkzee's equaliser and won the free kick that saw Maguire head in to win the tie. When Ruben Amorim wasn't crouched in his technical area watching this game, he stood with his arms outstretched, struggling to comprehend what he was seeing. On numerous occasions, the head coach's body language made it clear he was not happy with what he was seeing. There's an argument about whether this system is now inhibiting this team and needs ditching, but Amorim didn't look happy with the build-up play and the slow pace of play at times. In fairness, those players in possession rarely had options on the ball. It was disjointed and predictable and didn't look like a team fresh from an extended spell on the training ground. Amorim's body language was a clear giveaway. At one point, he slapped his thighs in frustration at Zirkzee, giving the ball away when the pass to a teammate should have been a simple one. At one point in the second half of this game, Rasmus Hojlund was having an animated conversation with Amorim, and you could understand if he was complaining about the lack of service he is getting. The Dane doesn't look to be enjoying himself in this system, and it's certainly not playing to his strengths. United are finding it almost impossible to get him in the game and create chances for him. During their discussion, Hojlund held both palms to the ground and seemed to be telling Amorim to calm down. Not long after, it was Hojlund who needed calming after Garnacho took on a shot from a tight angle, when he was on for a tap-in if the ball had been squared. That seemed to sum up Hojlund's frustration with his teammates and United's approach play to the final third. The United players warmed up with a message for Lisandro Martinez on the back of their training tops. Mucha fuerza Licha was printed on the shirts, which roughly translates as lots of strength, Licha. Martinez was clearly distraught when he was taken off on a stretcher against Crystal Palace last weekend, and after the worst-case scenario was confirmed this week, his teammates wanted to let him know he was with them. The players had made the request to send a message to their stricken teammate pre-match, a gesture greatly appreciated by Martinez. Perhaps the best tribute was Manuel Ugarte's two-footed jump tackle on Harry Winks, which somehow only earned him a booking. He failed to make contact because Winks jumped out of the way, and he was incredibly fortunate to only see yellow for it. Hubert Gracic turns 22 later this month, but his only senior football is 4 games for Slough in National League South in August 2023, when he conceded 8 goals. His 3 Premier League 2 appearances have seen him concede 11 goals this season. He is considered 6th-choice goalkeeper at United, but injuries to Altay Bayindir, Tom Heaton and Dermot Mee and Eli Harrison being cup-tied after playing for Chester City in an earlier round of the competition meant he was on the bench and next in line to Andre Onana against Leicester City. Ruud van Nistelrooy was left raging after his side were knocked out of the FA Cup by a stoppage-time goal against Manchester United. Former Foxes star Harry Maguire headed in as the Red Devils completed a second-half comeback at Old Trafford and progressed to the 5th round. The late goal was not without controversy, however, with the imposing central defender appearing to be in an offside position. Video assistant referee is not in use for the 3rd and 4th round of the FA Cup, regardless of the location and teams competing, so could not intervene. It is in use from the 5th round of the tournament, however. Ex-United interim boss Van Nistelrooy was aghast that VAR would have been required to make the decision anyway. The Dutchman believes it was an easy decision to make. "We are not defeated in Fergie time. We are defeated in offside time," he told ITV. This wasn't necessary. VAR you have in a couple centimeters, a couple of inches. This was half a meter, clear in line. That was a hard one to take because the team deserves to draw in the end. Then extra time, stay in the game, you never know what happens. It was a very good team performance, started really well, pressing United. On the ball, very stable. Deserved to go 1-0 up at half-time. Of course, we know in the second half they're going to put some pressure on us and some chances, but not even that much. We deserve to go into extra time, go for the battle in extra time, and maybe penalties. Decisions like these in our level are hard to swallow. United head coach Ruben Amorim also rejected the notion of Fergie time after a disappointing performance. "We had to believe until the end, but this game has nothing to do with the time of Fergie," said Amorim. "I think the performance, we have to do so much better with the ball. Without the ball, we didn't have any energy in the beginning, especially in the first half. Then in the second half, we played a little bit better, with a little more speed, winning second balls. Then we managed to turn things around, so it was a good result, not a good performance." Rasmus Hojlund wants to shoulder the responsibility for firing Manchester United back to the top. The Red Devils have been widely linked to signing a new forward since the arrival of Ruben Amorim from Sporting CP. After leading a free-scoring team in Portugal, with a striker in Victor Gyökeres, who had already scored 23 goals in 18 games, Amorim arrived at Old Trafford to a team who had only scored 12 goals in 11 outings. In just his second match in charge, he has seen Hojlund score a brace, having also provided the hard work for Alejandro Garnacho's tap-in against Bodo Glimt. The Dane found the net 16 times in his debut season, including 5 goals in 6 Champions League appearances. Hojlund is keen to provide a more consistent offering for United's front line, however. The 21-year-old is enthusiastic by the task of becoming as prolific as Gyökeres. "I think I showed last season with being top scorer for the team that I can score my goals," Hojlund said when asked if he could fulfill the same role as Amorim's previous sharpshooter. "I'm still very young, but obviously I would like to take the responsibility, and that's why I also took the number 9 this year, because I think I want to take the next level and the next step. But yeah, I still have a lot to grow. I'm still not the finished article. I'm only 21. Hojlund already appears to be taking on advice from Amorim to find success. The ex-Copenhagen striker benefited from the words of his new boss as he was inspired to close down and dispossess goalkeeper Nikita Kaikin ahead of United's opening goal. "He told me today not to think too much about the guys behind me and try to work a little bit more with just what I can see in front, to be very aggressive towards the goal," said Hojlund. "And obviously we saw that with the first goal, and I was happy with that." United's number 9 also made use of Amorim's words of wisdom when he scored the winning goal on Thursday evening, as he converted a low Manuel Ugarte cross. "The manager told me at half-time to stick to running to the first post, and we saw how it worked out," he added.